Dark Cloud is an action role-playing video game developed by Level 5 and published by Sony Computer Entertainment for the PlayStation 2. Originally intended as a launch title for the PlayStation 2 gaming system in March 2000, the game was eventually released in Japan in December 2000, in North America in May 2001, and in Europe in September 2001. A spiritual sequel, Dark Chronicle, called Dark Cloud 2 in North America, was released in Japan in 2002 and worldwide the following year. Dark Cloud uniquely combines the mechanism of action role-playing games with elements of city-building games. Dark Cloud tells the story of a group of adventurers who band together to fight against the Dark Genie, who's been unleashed and destroyed many villages in the world. The main protagonist and player character is a boy who's given a magical stone called the Atlamilia by the Fairy King, granting him the power to rebuild the destroyed world. Dark Cloud is played from a third-person perspective in which the player moves through procedurally generated dungeons, battling monsters and collecting items, all of which are randomly selected and generated. Although the majority of combat involves real-time hack and slash, occasionally the player will duel an enemy. In this type of battle, the player must correctly press a sequence of buttons, similar to a QuickTime event. A major component of Dark Cloud's gameplay involves special items called Atla, which are used to rebuild the world outside the dungeons. Atla, which are present in most dungeon levels, are large spherical objects which can be retrieved by tone only. The main character. When Atla are removed from the dungeon, they transform into pieces of the world. These can be things like trees, houses, villages, and etc. These pieces must be then reassembled in diorama mode, a gameplay mode similar to city-building games, such as The Sims, in which the player can arrange the pieces onto the landscape. The player seeks to not only restore the world from its destruction by the Dark Genie, but even perhaps make the world even greater than it was before. And you are given the opportunity to make such a wonderful thing happen in diorama mode as you construct the new world into something better. Unlike most action role-playing games, instead of the characters leveling up, their weapons do. Weapons gain absorption points, ABS, with each kill. Once a certain number of points have been reached, the weapon can be leveled up. However, weapons wear out over time, and it is necessary to repair them in order to prevent them from breaking. With the exception of each character's starting weapon, a broken weapon is immediately removed from the player's inventory and cannot be retrieved or repaired, to be lost forever. So the player must be very careful not to lose their precious weapons. Dark Cloud features 6 main characters, 3 melee fighters, and 3 ranged fighters, with each using a different weapon. Every character also has a unique ability that allows them to move through the dungeons in ways the others cannot, giving each character an individual playstyle, but also balanced in a way that all 6 playable characters, in my opinion, are viable for even the endgame content. All 6 characters are well balanced, and it's up to your own individual playstyle which one you find the strongest or weakest. Dark Cloud received very positive reviews, but despite this, it initially sold quite poorly, despite new marketing attempts broadly made and the relatively new online market of banner ads. During its debut week in Japan, it entered the charts at number 15, selling only 19,615 units. By the end of 2000, it had sold 35,783 units, making it the 286th highest-selling game of the year across all systems. In 2001, it sold a further 34,688 units, for a total of 70,471 units. Nevertheless, it proved to somehow have a much stronger sales internationally, and ultimately sold over 800,000 units worldwide. Combined sales of the Dark Cloud series reached 1 million units in the United States by July 2006, and the game has sold over 1 million copies worldwide by 2021. I personally believe it may be a case of word of mouth spreading the information of an underrated PlayStation 2 RPG throughout the years, which have led to it continually growing in popularity. People like this game and they're passing it on as information to their friends. And with Dark Cloud becoming significant enough to receive emulation on the official PlayStation Store, even being included in the new PlayStation Plus subscription plan, perhaps Dark Cloud will grow even fonder in people's hearts as more and more people find the opportunity to discover it. I believe Dark Cloud truly is a wonderful game, but I also believe many people missed out on it due to it being released so early in the life of the PlayStation 2. So, it would be my pleasure and joy to film it for every single one of you, a playthrough in ASMR form, for every one of you all to enjoy. And so, our story begins. In a magical land of 2 moons, a colonel, seeking ultimate glory on the battlefield, wishes on an ancient dark magic to defeat all his foes, which he finds sealed in an ancient urn. He releases its contents by performing a ceremony of old, mixing the blood of witches and using a dark ritual performed by mysterious talented dancers. This seal on the urn being broken reveals that the evil incarnate inside is a creature known as the Dark Genie. Colonel Flagg, the person who sought over the ceremony, plans to use the Dark Genie strictly for military conquest. As this is happening, the common folk of Norun Village are celebrating a festival for the bountiful harvest, and then the Dark Genie is ordered by Flagg to begin a rampage to crash the festivities and destroy the village. Tone, the main character, makes a flying leap to save a friend, and all blacks out. We soon discover that the Fairy King, a powerful sorcerer who watches over and protects all, cast a protective spell around the village, as well as other locations of the world, that causes the buildings, objects, and people to be only scattered by the Dark Genie's attack. Tone is bestowed a stone of Atlamilia from the Fairy King, citing the reason as Tone having a pure heart and a willpower that could resist the Dark Genie's influence. With his trusty dagger in hand and the legendary Atlamilia stone, Tone begins an adventure to restore the world and defeat the Dark Genie. Today, we shall together be watching a playthrough of this game for the purposes of invoking ASMR and hopefully having some fun together along the way. This video is intended as a playthrough of a game with elements of ease to help people relax or perhaps even fall asleep. Regardless of what you get from this video, truly, I hope you enjoy and have a wonderful day, no matter who you are or where you are. I am Alakazam ASMR, And let us begin. Dark Cloud ASMR. Please enjoy, my friends. And welcome, my friends, to Dark Cloud ASMR. Let us begin by going into the options menu before we begin our adventure. Save cursor position, vibration, message display speed, sound, clock display, time progress. Adjust the screen. Option 2. Excuse me. Okay. All these settings seem about right so far. We can always mess around with them later if we need to. I'd say that's acceptable enough. So let us begin. Dark Cloud ASMR. Please enjoy this wonderful adventure, my friends. An underrated PlayStation 2 classic. A book was found in some old ruins. All the scholars who decoded it puzzled over the mystery of the book. A world with 2 moons illuminating the sky. The many dazzling adventures of a young boy. But whether or not this is a true story, do you believe in the story woven in the book? Maybe it's a fantasy that existed only in a boy's heart. Let me tell you this story, this ancient book tells of a magical and magnificent fairy tale. And the hero of this wondrous tale, whose name is register the name for the main character. We shall stick to the default name, Tone. Nice to meet you, Tone. Let's begin our adventure in Dark Cloud ASMR. Dark Shrine. You've gathered quite a few of them. I had a hard time finding dancers with the right qualifications. Look at them. Their dance of blood. Mixing the blood of witches with that of humans is the key to breaking the seal. However, I do have some problems. Problems? In order to procure good material, you do need adequate... I see. I'll pay you extra. That should solve your problem, huh? Yes, sir. Thank you. So, when will it happen? Very soon, sir. Let us enjoy the ceremony till it is time. A dance of darkness. But also very lovely to look at. All of the dark dancers in perfect unison. Flagsa, do you know the legend of the Dark Genie sealed in the urn? Of course. How much money do you think I put into acquiring this urn? I've been waiting for this for years, and now its legendary power is mine. "400 years ago, the Genie of Darkness appeared in the East, and with its evil power, the world was burned away. What do you intend to do with such frightening power in your hands? You'll see." The sacrifice of the dancers has been accepted, and the seal is broken, so now is the time. Yes, sir, so it seems. What? This is the genie? The Dark Genie? Well, it's quite different than I imagined. The ancient Dark Genie. This is it? Hey, who are you guys? Welcome back, Genie of Darkness. I broke the seal and released you. Therefore, I am your master. Oh, is that right? Whatever. Fine. Ah. Oh, yes, that's right. I haven't eaten for 400 years. Darn, I have to eat something. Food. Food. Got you. Huh? Hey, what the? Stop it. Stop it! Help! Delicious. Hi, how are you today? Tone, it's already started. Come on, let's go. Tone, it's already started. Come on, let's go. See, I told you. You should have hurried. Come on, we're late. I'm a staff member this year, so I have to go. Sorry. Oh, she left you. Tone, hurry up. Let's go see what this festival's all about. Quite a contrast to the dark ritual we just saw. Even more dancing. Lots of different interesting looking characters. Yeah, they look like they're having a good time. Look at the insects squirm about. Start there. Oh no, Tone's friend. The village was destroyed. But what's this? Hi there. Can you hear me? Open your eyes. Wake up. Hey. There we go, Tone. I am the Fairy King. I am the entity that unites all of nature's spirits. Listen well, young one. Something bad has happened. Something bad indeed. Men blinded by greed have revived. the Dark Genie. This Dark Genie is terribly powerful. Its power is so great it could destroy the entire world. You saw it, your own village being razed before your own eyes. Not just your village, in half your world. And a knight was annihilated. He remembers. It must be the men from the east that performed the resurrection ceremony, probably thinking to use its black demon power for war, without realizing how frightening it is. It is darkness, pure darkness itself. Long ago, this Dark Genie almost destroyed the world. Unfortunately, we aren't powerful enough to destroy it. Young man, I see you have a strong will that can withstand the evil power, and also a clear, kind heart. You might be able to fight against the darkness it generates. I decided to stake our fate on you. Allow me to bless you with power. There, surprised? It's called Atlamilia. It's a stone of magical power. Oh, don't look that way, boy. I'll explain now. It might get too bright. Hold on a moment. You know what this is? This is no simple empty lot. This was your village. But you see, just before the village was destroyed by that genie, I saved the buildings and people by sealing them into spheres called Atla. It seems these Atla were scattered all around by its tremendous magic power. They were probably blown to different places around the world. It probably thinks everything is destroyed, the Dark Genie. You must restore the world before it realizes. Absorb that which I sealed in the Atla. Perhaps you'll restore the world to its original form, or even create a better world than before. You don't seem to understand what I'm saying. Oh well, I'll give you another lesson when you inquire some Atla. So long. Tone, can you hear them? You should be able to hear them. Voices of the wind, voices of the trees, voices of the animals, and the voices of Earth. They are all calling for your help. Tone, you will probably meet and say goodbye to many people. In talking to these people, you may receive clues to defeating the darkness. Now look at them. First, go to the village chief's house. He'll know what to do next. And so we start our adventure in Dark Cloud ASMR in Nolan Village. Nolan Village has been obliterated, apart from one house. The Dark Genie's terrible power was unleashed. This doesn't seem to be the only place that it's been affected. Luckily, the Fairy King has sealed away the people and items in spheres called Atlamilia, which our protagonist Tone can unlock once he finds them. For now, let's begin our adventure by going to the only house left in Nolan Village. Let's see if there's anyone still left alive. Now we look through our menu. We have item, weapon, allies, diorama paths, go to dungeon, save, and options. The good thing is, Dark Cloud's very well informed. It explains quite a lot of its features to you. So we don't have to worry about explaining too much right now, as the game will present that opportunity to us. Let's save the game. Alright, let's go. Nolan Village. This is only the beginning. Is anyone here? There is. Ah, Tone, you're alive. Seems like we're the only ones in the village that survived. We never dreamt this happened. One night and our village is gone. Can you believe this, Tone? feel so helpless. I, the mayor of the village, can't do anything about it. What am I supposed to do now? I guess the only thing we can do is to get help from the guardian of Nolan Village, Dran. Dran will not abandon us. He'll help us, for sure. I have a favor to ask Tone. Go to the Divine Beast Cave and tell Dran what happened. Divine Beast Cave is the cave outside towards your right-hand side. You've probably seen it before. I may be imagining things, but I sense something has changed about the cave. Be careful. This is the cave key. Cave key acquired. I put things you might need in your bag for you. Don't get carried away. If you get in trouble in here, come back. I'll get you more supplies. Good luck. We'll have to take up the mayor on that offer of supplies. Now our only hope is Dran. Dran has always watched over us. But really this time, even where Dran's windmill, where Dran's power is stored, is gone too. Dran lives in the deepest floor of the Divine Beast Cave. The cave has changed quite a bit from before, so we have to use caution before we use the key. So, all we have in the village is the mayor's house and a bunch of items. So, we have our weapon, a dagger, our defense power, and there's Tone. We have the cave key, some water, bread, repair powder for our weapons, escape powder, and an antidote drink to get rid of poison. You'll get plenty of explanation on what all these items are used for as we go towards the Divine Beast Cave. After all, we're on an adventure to restore the world from the destruction of the Dark Genie. What is completely empty and devoid of life besides nature and animals? We seek to restore back to life using the power of the Atlamilia. Let's go to the Divine Beast Cave and seek Dran, the village guardian. The keyhole. Well, we got the key. Let's go and have a look into the Divine Beast Cave. Now is a good time to explain the basic mechanics of Dark Cloud. Let's go to level B1. There's Tone with his weapon, a simple dagger. The Fairy King. It's for real this time, Tone. From here on you will be put to the true test. First conquer this wretched Divine Beast Cave and find Dran's lair. That's your first goal. Since you're a beginner, I'll give you a lesson in how to fight in the dungeon. First, to advance to the next floor in the dungeon, acquire a gate key for the door leading to the next floor. Each dungeon has a different gate key. For the Divine Beast Cave, Dran's crest will be the gate key. The gate key is almost always carried by a monster in the dungeon. You must defeat the monsters to acquire the gate key. Since you can't tell which one has the key, you just have to defeat them all one by one. Next, I'll tell you about how to return to the ground level, rather than advancing to the floor below. To return to the ground level, mind connect with me. In other words, speak to me with your mind. When you do this, I will transport your body to the ground level from the main menu. But be aware, if there are monsters left on the floor, the mind connect won't work. It'll be blocked by their evil energies. In such cases, use the item escape powder to get out on your own. The Nolan Village Chief has lots of it. Be sure to get it before you go. You can also mind connect with me and go through the next floor of a dungeon. Next, it's on to weapons. Be aware that weapons are breakable. The more you use a weapon, the more it wears, and finally, it breaks. Broken weapons will disappear forever. To prevent weapons from breaking, use the item repair powder. It will restore their weapon HP. The longer you use a weapon by repairing, the more magic it absorbs from monsters and becomes stronger. It's said that when a weapon reaches its full strength, it can change into a more powerful form. Keep that in mind. I cast a special spell on the dagger you have on you so it'll never disappear. But all the new weapons you will get during the quest will disappear once they break, so be very careful. Don't waste your hard work by letting a weapon break and disappear forever. Finally, the important stuff, the sphere, Atla, where I protected the people. If you see an Atla, don't hesitate to touch it. You can absorb the contents of an Atla into Atlamilia. When you return to the surface, you'll be able to begin reassembling these fragments of the world. Oh, today's lesson ran a little long. That's it for the lecture today. Now Tone, show me your true ability on this quest. Good luck. Alright. A bit of exposition, sorry. So, here's the basic concept of Dark Cloud and its combat. We have two enemies here, a skeleton soldier and a dasher. Tone can attack with his dagger. Swing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can attack quickly in succession. That might not work against quicker enemies, so you have to strategize. You can hold down the button to do a jumping attack. You won't hit as many times, but you'll hit harder. One more. Take this guy down. Nice. Well done, Tone. The dagger can't do too much damage on its own, but it's our beginning weapon that will never break. So, might as well take full advantage right now. Weak but useful. Now as we explore the floor, we'll find different landmarks. First of all, this is Tone's basic animation. He can swing multiple times, ending in a finishing blow. Here we go. Finish. Now our weapon, the dagger. It has wind element and attributes which we don't have yet, which we will obtain throughout the adventure. Now, a landmark in a level can be an oasis. When you go in here, you recover all of your health and a thirst meter. When you don't drink water in a while, it's the equivalent of having poison. You will slowly lose your health. Also, on the floor we will find these spheres, the Atlamilia. We acquired some trees, which we can assemble back into the world when we leave the dungeon. Over here, we have a big keyhole. This is the gate to the next floor. We need to find Dran's crest to open it, which could be held in either a treasure chest or by an enemy. This guy didn't have the key, but he dropped some cash. On the map, you can see 3 green dots, which are symbols for Atlamilia. We have acquired some river. A cave bat. Let's take him out. Let's jump at him. He hit us. Bit of a strange trajectory to hit us from. There we go. He didn't have the crest either. Let's open up these other 2 Atlamilia. Fence acquired. Our third Atla is some road. This up here is a minecart. There is a tram with rusty wheels. Use an item with square. Now, we'll get to that later. Some floors will have an item which will take you to the back floor, but that's advanced stuff. We'll get back to that later. Here's another Atlamilia. What's inside? A lamp acquired. So we're starting off rather simple with inanimate objects like lamps, roads, trees, and rivers. So, keep moving forward. More enemies. We can identify them on the map. Red is for enemies. You also get power-ups on the floor. This power-up makes us pumped with energy, boosting our attack. So, there's an Atlamilia over here. Let's open it. See what's inside. Fence. Starting off simple, but useful nonetheless. Artillery. Macho acquired. We'll find out what that means later. Inside this treasure chest is a map. Every floor has a map which will tell you exactly what the layout will be. The level is randomized, so it's good to know the rough location. This yellow stuff here is repair powder to restore the health of our weapon. If our weapon HP goes to 0, it will break and be destroyed forever. We can never get it back. With the exception of our starting weapon, the dagger, any weapon we get from now on is going to be lost forever if we let that happen and the HP goes to 0. So let's make sure that never, ever happens. So, thanks to the map, we know exactly where to navigate on this floor. All of the levels are randomly generated, so each level's different from the last one. Use this oasis, restore our health and thirst. We start off slow, but over time we will get more powerful, faster, and with more capacity to take down our enemies. So, with this cave bat, let him go for us, then jump at him. Ready? Go! Nice. Now we gotta take down 2 skeleton soldiers. Come on, bring it on. You as well. You can also block by holding the R1 button. Dagger's absorption is full. You can now upgrade it. Now, if you see in the top left, excuse me, not the top right, the top left. Now, in the top left, there's a blue bar underneath the orange bar, where my weapon HP is. When that blue bar fills to the max, we can upgrade our weapon. Which is good because we just obtained Dran's Crest. And an item called Magical Power +1. Perfect timing, actually. What else have we got? A gooey peach. All items are randomized in the chests as well, so we can get something really useful or something not as useful. But it's a freebie. Macho's house. So Macho is the name of a person. Alright. So, you can upgrade your weapons when that little bar underneath the orange bar where the weapon HP sits. A magical crystal is an item that rests on every single floor also, alongside a map. You can see it in the top right corner, next to floor 1. The map tells you the layout of the level, the magical crystal tells you what is on the level, whether it is enemies or treasure. We're pumped with energy, so let's obliterate these enemies while we can, with our increased strength. Tone hits much harder in this state, as he is invigorated with stamina. And with this skeleton soldier going down, hey, he dropped some bread. Nice. So, our health is restored. Now we have Dran's Crest, so we can go looking for the gate that takes us to the next floor. And you get the gist of how Dark Cloud is going to operate. You defeat some enemies, obtain some loot, pretty typical action RPG stuff. But you'll see there's more to Dark Cloud than meets the eye, that really makes it stand out, especially as early in the cycle of the PlayStation 2, as this game was released. A lot of interesting key aspects that make this game really memorable and fun. Let's use Dran's Crest and go to the next floor. You can either go to the next floor or leave the dungeon temporarily. Let's go back for now to Nolan Village, so I can talk a little bit more and explain to you more things about Dark Cloud. Huh? Tone's really insistent on walking. That must be a glitch. So it seems you finally came back with some Atla. Very well then, I shall teach you as I promised. The pieces sealed inside Atla are released by touching the Atla with your left hand, where the power of the Atla Milia resides. Buildings and people that were sucked into the Atla Milia will be restored to their original form. Once you bring them back to the ground level, you can arrange them as you wish. By going back and forth between the dungeon and ground level, you can restore the elf to its original form. That's your mission as one who is granted the power of Atla Milia. Now let's get a bit technical. If you wanted to place buildings and etc., press the select button to go from diorama mode to walking mode, where you can edit several pieces. Seeing is believing. Try it yourself. Oh, and if you ever forget the things I teach you, use this. A manual. Very useful indeed. Always useful to get a manual. It's a guide for using Atla Milia and other things. I wrote it for beginners like you. Manual can be selected from the main menu. Read it really carefully. I'll leave the world's reconstruction to you. I'll be watching, okay? Bye. Alright, Tone. Let's do this. There's a day and night cycle in the game, as you notice. We're going to be going from dusk till dawn and so forth. Now we can go in the diorama menu, where we can use this to move around quickly on the map. So, if I want to go from the mayor's house, I can do so. But let's save our game first. And then we can explain how diorama mode works. Let's just double save to be safe. Okay, saving completed. Okay. Now with diorama mode, wherever you point, you'll teleport there. So it's a good way to travel around quickly in areas of the town. This is the exit, although we can't go there just yet. We have to save this village first. All we can see is the Divine Beast Cave and the Mayor's house. Now, we could just go straight back to the Divine Beast Cave and go to the second floor. But let's show you diorama mode. We have the Macho brothers' house. A pair of interesting characters you'll get to meet very soon. So with diorama mode, I take the house that was destroyed and bring it back to life. Same with some trees and some road. So, we have Macho. Macho, like his name, never skips training. So we brought back Macho's house, and, well, Macho, who is highlighted in that blue cursor over there. Let's go talk to him. Friendly looking guy. Ah, Tone, I missed you, man. Your smile really brightens my day. Hello. If you see my big bro, tell him you didn't see me, okay? I'm counting on you. Hello. Be careful with statue. Your sword wears out real fast when you hit his armor. Oops, sorry for jumping around so much. Build your sword's anti-metal ability first. Duel is a fight of timing. He's telling you a lot of advanced stuff, hints about the game. So, when you restore a villager, you're actually getting a lot of information out of them that's quite useful. So, you can ask a villager what he needs that is missing, that was destroyed. Also, when you restore houses, you get these little chests with eyeballs on them called miracle chests that spawn in several locations. These chests contain items that can really help in your journey to restore the world. As you can see, I can bring some trees into the world. Not going to put them in any particular order, it's just to show you the simplicity of this simulation aspect of Dark Cloud. So we have a little bit of road, some trees, and the Macho brothers' house. Not much, but it's a humble start. I'll hold on to that piece of road for now. So, We only have 2 NPCs in the village at the moment, but that's okay. It's just to show you how humble your beginning can be, and how populated the village will be by the time we're done. First, we must go back to the mayor for a little trick for beginners who are playing Dark Cloud for themselves. You see, rather than just rush to the next floor of the Divine Beast Cave, we're going to go back to the mayor. First, what I'm going to do is, we're out of repair powder. Where can we get some more? Well, if you talk to the mayor, he'll give you some beginner items. So, we have repair powder, which he just gave us. Going to equip an attachment to my weapon, which I'll get into later, how that works precisely. In fact, no, now. That's your weapon experience, your attack stat, endurance, speed, and magical power. You have 5 elements: fire, ice, thunder, wind, and holy, all which are effective against individual enemies, and you'll need parts of all the elements to succeed. And don't worry, we'll get a chance to use them all. We also have the attribute anti-dragon, anti-undead, anti-marine, anti-rock, anti-plant, anti-beast, anti-sky, anti-metal, anti-mimic, and anti-mage. Basically for doing increased damage to specific types of enemies. This is necessary as we upgrade our weapons. So, our dagger now does 1 more in attack power. But don't worry, we're going to get to powerful heights as we upgrade our weapons. So, as we talk to the mayor here, check this out. We can look around his house. We can actually go in a first-person view and nosy around his house a little bit. So, we can repair our weapon using the repair powder he gives us, speak to him again, and then he'll give us even more repair powder. So rather than just waiting until my weapon breaks, I have it at full power, and then I can repair it as well if it gets low. So it doubles the time I can stay on in a dungeon at the moment, until I find the means to get my own repair powder. So it's a useful beginner's tip. The mayor will give you bread, water, repair powder, and so on and so forth. Beginner-friendly items. Adventure Day 1, Nighttime. So in Dark Cloud, the game will cycle between day and night. So let's go back into the Divine Beast Cave. Excuse me, let me take a drink of water. Refreshing. Alright, thanks for that. Let's go to level B2 of the Divine Beast Cave. Excuse me. Alright, Toad, what lies ahead? Huh? Hey, a cat! Oh, it's a cute little cat. I love cats. Okay. So what's in this treasure chest? Let's have a look. A Minon. This is fishing bait, which we'll get into the fishing minigame later. There's a lot of things we'll get into later in the game. For now, we'll just deal with what's relevant as it appears. Pumped with energy. Let's destroy this skeleton soldier. Quicker than usual, thanks to being filled with stamina. Magical power +1 acquired. A bone key. And 2 Atlamilia. The first one, a lamp. And what's in the second Atlamilia? Pike acquired. the name of an NPC. We'll speak to him later. We'll unravel more of the world as we explore the dungeons and find more Atla to free the people and the world. I hope you're enjoying this playthrough so far, my friends. This is just the introductory episode after all, explaining the basic concepts. It will get more and more detailed as we go on this adventure. I'm just trying to keep it as basically explained as possible for everyone to understand. And we've obtained a magical crystal, which, even though we can't tell which room they are in, we can tell what's in an opposing room. So we can see here there's 3 enemies, 2 Atla, 1 treasure chest, and 1 power-up. Let's skip these enemies and get the power-up. Hopefully we get lucky. Pound of energy. Let's go. Take this skeleton soldier down. Take down this cave bat. Weapon HP extremely low. And this is why we need repair powder. Good as new. Gotta take good care of our weapons. And now we have 2 Atlamilia. Okay, a barbell acquired. Gotta look after your fitness, you know. Next, Macho. That's a cool name, Macho. A potato cake. That is also, believe it or not, fishing bait. The fishing minigame will not appear until later, but it's a fun and very useful minigame, which I'll explain later when it comes down to it. For now, let's just play the game as it unfolds, rather than just tell you everything in advance. So we have a skeleton soldier. Let's eliminate him. This next shadow enemy. Make quick work of him. Now we can just jump and attack this cave bat. Die for us. Excellent. And 2 more Atlamilia. Upstairs storage. And inside this treasure chest. Let's have a look. A map. Wonderful. Atla number 2. A keg acquired. So these are just the household items of the people, but they'll be happy to get them back. Getting thirsty, need water will begin to affect health. This door needs to be unlocked with a bone key. Luckily, we have that. One skeleton soldier down. That bat managed to poison us. We'll get our revenge. So we did. Alright. Now to show you how items can work inside and outside of the menu. So, you can either consume them in the menu or have them on as your active item. So, we can have the antidote active, so we can take it quickly. We can also take water, so our health will not diminish. As long as the thirst gauge is not at 0, we will not gradually lose health. We got some supplies. What else is inside this treasure chest? Soap. Well, it's useful in this game. Besides keeping yourself clean, of course. So, we can heal ourselves with some bread. There's a power-up over here. Pumped with energy. Alright, let's just immediately go for the 3 enemies that are sitting in this room. Be much easier. Thanks to our increased power. That enemy had Dran's crest, which will allow us to go into the... Excuse me. Which will allow us to go into the next floor. Stumbling on my words there. Sorry. Okay, let's take our weapon, give it another MP +1, and upgrade it. The stat increase is absolutely minuscule so far, but this is the beginning of the game. Later on, it's going to get a lot more preposterous how strong we're going to get when we upgrade our weapons. Some tasty water. Nice. And one more Atla on this floor. An annex room. You see, we are stuck with our starting weapon, the dagger. The game will randomly generate chests, which will have new weapons for us. But because they are randomly generated, I don't even know when I'm going to receive my first new weapon. And the power difference is quite high. So until we find a new weapon to replace our trusty dagger, we're going to have to make do with this for now. But I'll improvise and figure out a way to better utilize this thing until we get a stronger weapon. Till then, let's walk towards the gate, which will take us to the third floor of the Divine Beast Cave. We have Dran's crest, so let's approach the door. Okay, moving onward. Let's not go immediately to the next floor. Let's leave the dungeon temporarily. Now, as you can see, that's a rough overview of how the combat and story of Dark Cloud ASMR works. Now to show you the next aspect of this game, which is Diorama mode, when it's done properly. Now you see, I'm going to save the game. I think we're going to reconstruct a building completely, and then call it a day until the next video, my friends. So I hope you've been enjoying this playthrough so far, and please tell me what you think as I begin the first step in reconstructing our first building, which is Macho's house. So, we have Camacho, the short big brother of Macho. So it's not just one Macho, but two Machos, the Macho brothers. There he is. Thank you, Tone. Say, what happened on the day of the festival anyways? I remember a light from the sky and the houses disappeared, and I don't remember a thing. He's a friendly guy, though. Did you see my little brother Nacho? Macho, not Nacho. I had something good would happen if he didn't use a recovery item. But nothing happened. Who started that rumor? Does the internet exist in the Dark Cloud universe? Fake information? So he's giving us overall advice how to explore the dungeons, where he would like the building to be reconstructed, what he's going to give us when we reconstruct his house, and what he needs to complete his house. So, what does he want? He wants a barbell, a fence, a lamp, and a spare room. So watch the difference between the Macho's house as I start adding pieces. We've got a fence and a lamp lit up. Now we're going to add a spare room. Okay, and a barbell. We're just about to complete our first NPC side quest, the Macho Brothers. Ooh, yeah. So, let's just decorate a little bit. Some macho madness, ooh, yeah. Alright. Make a little bit of road, see if that would work. It's not the most aesthetically pleasing thing, but you know what? It's just temporary. Nolan Village is going to get a lot more populated as we go on, so I'm just messing around here. And that's part of the fun of Dark Cloud, getting to redecorate the village as you see fit. Whether the villagers like it or not, you are their savior after all. So, look around the outside of the house to see if any miracle chests form. We can see the barbell that we delivered, the lamp, and the fence. Now we've restored the house back to its entirety, let's go inside for a cutscene. Whoa, Tone, you've done it. Thanks to you, our house is back to normal again. Here, this is for you. Keep it. Stonebreaker. An attachment for a weapon. Nice. Hey, that's mine. Hey, bro, what do you think you're doing? Like I always tell you. What's yours is mine and what's mine is mine. That's how things between big brothers and little brothers should be. I can't take this anymore, bro. We're gonna settle this with a battle. Oh, really? Ready when you are. Typical brothers, huh?